Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the next session with the series of webinar that we have started hosting in derivatives segment. Yesterday, we faced a few glitches with the technical errors and we got disconnected in between. And so we couldn't cover much, but yes, what we did cover was that what is derivatives, why one should focus on derivatives, and what segment does come under derivatives like futures and options. We just had a brief introduction towards future contracts and option contracts. So going forward today, we will be covering what is all involved in future, like what indicators we follow in future segments that can help understand you to gauge the market sentiment in the right moment. So, going ahead, let me just brief you again. Why derivatives? Derivatives because it is a very leveraged product in comparison to the cash segment, equity segment. The main feature that derivatives gives us is that we have rich loads of data with us, which helps us understand the market sentiment way ahead than uh, you know uh, uh, any other parameter. We have many indicators here in derivatives that we follow on day to day basis, which can help traders to also make your trade successful intraday, be it positional, be it short term trades or long term trades. Because derivatives, it's all about live market liquidity that is happening. It is a segment where there's a huge amount of liquidity, so you can very well anticipate the direction or the sentiment of your trades with few of the indicators that we will start covering from today. So today we would be covering indicators like OI, open interest, rollover, and how to merge all these things with your price action to have a successful trade, maybe intraday or maybe a short term trade. So quickly we'll start. Okay. So what is OI, open interest? So open interest is nothing but the number of outstanding or open contracts that we have in futures and options. So like the name suggests, it is open interest, like the interest where the interest is lying for for the investor's point of view. So uh, open interest is one of the very key indicator that we follow in derivatives to understand the sentiment and the interest of our trades, whether it is stocks, whether it's indices, whether we are on the buy side or whether we are on the sell side. All these things helps a lot to understand whether we are doing the right way or not through open interest indicator. So open interest, most usually people what they do is they mix it up with volume. They think open interest and volume are the same thing, but it is not. Like I'll tell you, for open interest to be counted as one, there has to be one buyer and one seller. So when there's a buyer and in front of that we have a seller, then only we count it as one open interest. But in the second scenario, it would be volume would be treated as two. One buyer, one seller, volume is two, whereas open interest is one. So this is one main thing that goes ahead, the difference between the open interest and volume. So open interest is what it identifies the number of contracts that are currently held, that are live in the market out there. But volume, it indicates the number of contracts that have been bought or sold. Like I said, one buyer, one seller, it combines to have one open interest. Or we'll be counting OI as one, but in that case, volume would be two. So OI denotes the number of active contracts. Like I've said, it is open interest. The name suggests it is open interest. We need to understand where are the interest lying from the investor's point of view. Suppose you are, let's say, long on Reliance. So with the help of this indicator, which I'll also show you in the coming slides today, how do you know where is the OI happening, whether it is on your favor or not. So this one indicator from derivatives segment, whoever is doing in derivatives definitely must be aware of this. It is a very key indicator that we follow for our daily trades. So OI, like I said, it denotes the number of active contracts. Volume, it refers to the given of quantity of contracts traded in the given period. So any number of quantity of contracts that are traded is counted as volume, but OI only denotes as the number of active contracts, the contracts that are still active. Volume takes the whole. So OI in this case can also increase or decrease, whereas volume, it can only increase, it cannot decrease, because any number of contracts added would be counted in volume, but OI, it has to be counted with one buyer and one seller. So suppose if there are 5 buyers and 4 sellers, then we'll have only OI as 4, but in that case volume would be 9, 4 plus 5. So these are the few indicator, few things between open interest and volume that usually people from a layman's point of view, they confuse with. So going ahead, what do open interest do and how do we decode it? So open interest is usually inferred with the help of price and volume going ahead to have a crisp view of what is actually it is denoting. So let's say OI is positive and the price is also rising, it is positive, and the volume are also good. So in that case, we think we are supposed to take action as long built up, as meaning that the stock or your trade, whatever you have started, it is on the long side. The view is bullish. Likewise, if OI is positive, price is negative or falling, then it is short built up, which means that the outlook of the particular trade is bearish. So these two are very commonly used, and anybody can understand. You can see OI, and if you see the price rising, if you're on the long side and the price is high and the OI is positive, volumes are also good, then it is definitely a bullish sign and you can enter the trade. And if you are already there, then and you are convinced that your trade is right. Likewise, if you are bearish and the OI is positive, price is negative, then the action is short built up, and then you know that yes, the trade is going to go down from here. Apart from this, there are two more stages that are very important that we look forward from, from research desk particularly, wherein you have a higher margin or, a higher range to make your trades more profitable. In that would be when the short covering and the long unwinding stage. Many people have been requesting me to make them understand what is short covering and what is long unwinding. So here it is: short covering and long unwinding, that you keep hearing in derivatives market, that short covering aaya, long unwinding ho raha hai. And then what people just get confused and they don't know what does that mean. So what is short covering is when OI is negative but your price is positive with volume also on the higher side. This denotes that it is a short covering stage. Usually we take it at the outlook would to be sideways to limited bullish sign. It's not very bullish, but yes, limited. In this case, what happens, if anybody reads the data right and can understand the market sentiment, and I mean the stock sentiment as well, then you have a window to make your trades more profitable than what would have been in a case of simple positive or bullish outlook stage. Because you understand that so what does actually short covering actually means, that fresh contracts are not being added, and whatever the remaining contracts are there, they are little under pressure, they are getting covered up. So in that case, what happens, the shorts built up, the people who are short, they start covering up their position. In that case, what happens, price suddenly takes a little spike upside, and you see a limited upside of course coming up. And if that goes in your favor, and from that if OI also turns positive, your price is also positive, so that particular trade of yours, that particular stock of yours, from short covering stage can easily enter the bullish stage, which will give you a higher margin to make your trades more profitable. So this is a very key thing, that short covering stage it gives us an edge actually to have a stance well before completely being into this bullish segment. So likewise, long unwinding stage is what it is, also a stage where OI is negative, price is also negative, and action we deem it as long unwinding, which means that it is sort of a climax to your trade, and it is completely a scenario where traders are usually squaring off all their positions and the trend is not clear. So in that case, what happens, people actually try to wind up all their existing positions. So that lands you up in a scenario where either the trade or the stock will completely go down more from the current levels, or it is just going to hover around the same thing. So in that case, that probably from OI, from long unwinding stage, the stock will then again now entered into a short build-up stage. So you have a margin of the trade to be more profitable there more, rather than into completely going forward to into the short built-up stage. You also take this benefit of the long unwinding stage. So these all helps you. So short covering and long unwinding are very important stage in derivatives for people who wants to have that extra edge to make the profit trades more profitable. But it is quite dicey, so it is not very easily understood or capitulated by a common person. So for that, of course, we are here in PL in research desk to help you out. So any sort of query whenever you have within this sort of stages, one can always get in touch with the research desk for this. Okay. So going forward, okay. So yes, the main important thing, how do you see this uh, stages? How do you know where it is OI to be seen, where to see the volume, and how to know? So it's very simple. It is live data available in NSE site. You just have to go to the NSE site. And here what you have to do is just you have to click here, equity derivatives. This, and when you just have to filter here, there will come an option as equity derivatives. You just have to filter equity derivatives. And in that stage, what happens, you can then type Nifty or Reliance or HDFC, whatever stock you want, and you can filter that. When you do that, this sort of a page will come. Like, I have filtered for Nifty. So I have got Nifty page. So this is a derivative page for Nifty now. So in this, what happens, where do I see the OI? Every day live, it is updated here. Open interest, these are in, number of shares total. This is change in open interest, matlab, meaning what sort of new open interest shares have been added. And then you have here percentage change in open interest. Here it is like 6.4%. So in that day where I was filtering this, the Nifty had a OI of 6.4%. This is a rising OI. But then how do we infer with our thing whether Nifty is bullish or short, or in short covering stage or long unwinding stage? When OI is positive, we have to see the price. The price is negative. Nifty is down like 63 points. So that means that it is a short built-up scenario because OI is positive and price is negative. And volume, this is the total volume that we have traded also. The volume is also very high. So it means that Nifty has a very weak sentiment and it is in the bear zone. So it is very clear that from here we would be seeing Nifty going down. So that happened also like yesterday, day before yesterday, since this week. We have been seeing this price action with OI denoting that Nifty is in the bear grip now and we are seeing the downfall. So this is the front first page where anybody can just go and understand where the percentage change in open interest with the price action to understand whether it is direct bullish or direct bearish, or if it is in suppose OI was negative here, let's say, and price would have been positive, then it would have been the short covering stage, and vice versa. If OI negative and price also negative, it would have been the long unwinding stage. So going forward, if somebody has to understand, see the strike wise option chain also. In that case, what happens, see here is an option chain tab, which you just click and you get into this sort of page. This sort of page will cover in option trading, like we were discussing yesterday, there are number of strikes that are available here. So what are these strikes? So if Nifty, let's say, trading at 9,200, we have a gap of every 50 points: 9150, 9100, 9050, likewise 9250, 9300, 93350. So every 50 points gap in Nifty, we have a strike in option chain. So for people who want to do in option trading, they particularly are very they have to be very well versed with the strikes and which strike to enter when doing an option trading, which we will cover later on. This is not the chapter for the day. It is only about open interest. So where do you see OI getting added, and where and how do you understand what action you have to take? We've understood that if the price is rising and OI is rising, then definitely it is bullish, it is bearish and all. But to how to infer this in the live market, in understanding C, these are the OI for the put side, and these are the OI for the call side. So we need to understand where are the maximum calls getting added and where are the maximum put getting added. So in that scenario, people who want to trade in option trading, they understand whether they want to buy this put, they want to sell this put, they want to buy this call, or they want to sell this call. So this we will cover in our option segment for sure. But this is how the option chain looks. Many people have been asking me about, how to go and see the live option chain and all. So this is how we do. Okay, so this is the thing that we should be looking for today. Like I've told you, understanding OI with price action and to know what should we do. This is the data for today. Bank Nifty, Bank Nifty has closed in future at 19,541, and in spot it has closed in 19,480. Price is negative. Volume, if you see, we are negative, low on volume, and OI is also negative. So in this case, everything is negative, which means that we are into the long unwinding stage. So likewise, if we see Nifty here with OI negative, price positive, and volume. So can just anybody just type or write me? So what is it? What stage is it? It is either is it short covering? It is long unwinding. It is bullish, or it is bearish. Can anybody say? Yes, Mr. Bharat Singhal, you have actually said the right thing. No, Mr. Pavan, it is not bearish. It is sorry, I'm completely sorry. It is bearish. It is definitely bearish because the OI is positive and the price is negative. So it is bearish. It is not short covering. It is not a long unwinding. It is completely a bearish thing. Yes, completely right. Yes, Mr. Pavan, thank you so much again. Okay. So this is how we study. So likewise, if we see a Reliance, let's say the price is positive, volume is positive, and even the OI is positive. So what is the stage? Can anybody just tell me? Bullish, bearish, short covering, or long unwinding? Yes, long built up. Everybody is right on this. So I am very happy that I've made myself clear with this. Okay. Okay, let's find. Okay, can just anybody tell me, if anybody can see and tell me, where is the short covering stage in this chart that I've given? HUL. HUL is not in short covering stage. I need a short covering stage data. Can just anybody tell me? Yes, Axis Bank is correct. Yes, Axis Bank is one stock. Yes, into the short covering. Likewise, can anybody tell me about a long unwinding stage, please? Long unwinding, anyone can tell me where do we see long unwinding? Yes, Bank Nifty, of course. Yes. No, not HUL. Okay, I'll just explain myself once again. Somebody's asking me about this. When the OI is positive, the volume is positive, and the price is positive, it is a bullish sign. When OI is positive, price negative, and volume positive, then it is bearish. When OI is negative, volume is positive, and price is positive, it is short covering. And when everything is negative, OI negative, volume negative or negligible, and price also negative, it is long unwinding. I hope I'm clear on this now. Okay, Kotak long unwinding, no sir, it is not, because OI is flat and price is negative. So either it's going to be a bearish thing, or it is going to be into the long unwinding. Okay, going forward. So I hope OI is clear to everybody now. And since everybody, mostly people have answered correctly, so I can understand through this exercise that uh, this is quite clear. Any sort of other query, you can always email or WhatsApp or ask us through, and we'll be happily explaining you. So this is OI. So now going forward to next indicator would be rollovers. So what is rollovers? We often hear on after every expiry, rollover data, rollover says this, rollover says that. So what is rollovers exactly? Rollovers actually is what it involves carrying forward of future positions from one series which is nearing expiry date to the next one. It is very simple. Now we are in May. Suppose in May we don't achieve our outlook on a particular trade, and we want to have that view continuing for the next series as well. So simply what we do is just we roll over to June series after May. Like we must have also rolled over from May series to April series to May. So in this case, what happens, rollover data gives us a very, very clear and a good idea about, people's interest in a particular stock or in the market sentiment going forward from the start of the next series. So rollover analysis is very critical. It is done with lots of data, and it is a very, very important, tool that we from derivative desk we look after before starting the new series. So next expiry, what happens? Traders can either let a position lapse or enter into a similar contract expiring at a future date. Like I said, either you square off your positions in before the expiry or on expiry, or you want to and if you wish to carry forward, you just roll it over to the next series. So rollover happens only in futures and not in options. Let me be very clear on this. Only future contracts will be rollover, not in options. Traders rollover futures contract is switch from current one to next month. So rollover is, in a brief one-liner, rollover is what it is, an indicator of traders' willingness to carry forward the bets on the market. So suppose you are short on HUL today, so and you also want to carry forward the same view for coming month as well. So either you square off your positions by the expiry from of this May series, or you just carry forward the same contract, I mean the same view, and just roll over your contract to the next series. So how do we interpret rollover? Rollover is expressed usually as a percentage of total positions. There are hardly any, I mean, there's no particular benchmarks that we follow for rollovers, but what we do is while understanding whether the stock is positive or negative or the sentiment is bullish or bearish, it's always based on the historical data. Usually we take 5 to 6 months last rollover data to understand how has the behavior being for the current series, I mean for the new series. So we do a 3 months average or a 6 months average depending on individual analysis. So broadly rollover is again an indicator of the trader's willingness, and these figures will not exactly tell you on which trade direction traders have bet, but in most occasions what happens, if the rollover for a particular stock, let's say what happens, if you see Reliance, if past 6 months, if we see rollover have been like above 85%, and suddenly in from May series, if we see that start of the series, we see that it is not above 85%, either it is just at par with 85% or below 85%. That means that people have genuinely lost out their interest in Reliance. So it doesn't matter whether it is going to be on a sell side or a long side, but somebody on the long side will definitely get impacted by this rollover data. If there's liquidity issue going forward in the coming month and traders have started losing interest, so somebody who's sitting long will definitely not get that much of aggression in the price which he would be expecting, and based on what expectation they have rolled over. So we usually compare it with the last few months data to have a just to know the interest of the traders in that particular stock or indices or sentiment to be precise. So how do we actually usually understand this? So let's say if how do we deem it as a strong rollover? A strong rollover is what? It is only when any particular stock or market rollover is beyond 85%, then we deem it as a strong rollover. Likewise, if the rollover is below 40%, we deem it as a weak rollover. So this is how we usually have a brief idea about rollovers. So just to have, from the start of the new series, any rollover below 40%, we know it's very, very weak because there is no interest in that particular trade or stock or indices. So it is a weak segment, and anybody can just go for a short there. Likewise, if rollovers are above 85% and it is strong, then that highly interested traders are there waiting for that particular stock in the coming series as well. So you are well equipped from beforehand, and you know what to do for the fresh series that is going to start. So this is how derivatives, with all sort of these sort of indicators, helps us, any trader who wants to be into this market, making the trade successful, or yeah, more profitable. These indicators helps you a lot. So this is how from derivative segment has an edge over any other sort of analysis that exists. So okay, when you do a rollover, you must have also heard about these things as roll cost. So roll cost is what? It is simply next series price minus the current series price divided by current series price percentage. So let's say the particular series current price is 1500 and the next series price is 1550. So the roll cost percentage would be what? 1550 minus 1500 divided by 1500 into percentage. It is like 0.03% you have to pay for your roll cost. So it is very marginal, but yes, there is a cost involved as well when you roll over your data. So summing it up again, so what does rollover data helps you with? Inferences are very clear. Higher rollover, positive price actions suggest that the particular stock or the particular trade, the particular segment is having strength, and probably it will continue in the same direction. So likewise, higher rollover, negative price action suggests that there is weakness and it will likely continue. So lower rollover, positive price actions suggest a pause in the uptrend, which means again here are two stages in rollovers as well to understand. First two are very simple: high rollover, high price, it is strong; higher rollover, low price, it is weak. So, but if rollover is very low, but positive price action is there, that means that either the stock is going to consolidate in that particular range, whatever it is in the current series, or might just see a pause there, not much action going to happen there. So likewise, if lower rollover and negative price action is there, that means that the stock is in the early sign of bottom out process, which means that we will see the price going down or bottoming out. So this is how we infer our data from a trader's point of view using the rollover data. And this all is beneficial only for the start of the series. It doesn't help you when you are into already a week or so ahead in the series. So these are few things, that few indicators that helps us when you are dealing with derivatives. So today session is here all about this. So it's time for any question and answer. So yes, I'm ready to. Anybody can ask me what do they want to know. Where can we find rollover data, Mr. Dhas? It is something that you need to get in touch with your research desk to help you out with and to understand, because it is a very big analysis and it's not readily available where that you just can download and see. It has to be done with the research desk. Ma'am, what happened? Okay, can we receive this PPT or recording? Of course, sir, it is live in YouTube, and anybody who's going to be a part of this entire 6 sessions with me will get all the reading materials as well, and guidance as and when required. Can you please tell me the volume, OI, and price options again? Sir, okay, I'll again sum it up. OI high, price high, and volume high, it is bullish. OI high, price negative, volume also high, it is bearish. OI negative, and then price is positive, it is short covering. OI negative and price negative, it is long unwinding. If the rollover is high, the present trend will continue. Yes, sir, but the rollover is always also counted with the price action, like it is mentioned here. If rollover are high, price positive, then it's the strength. If rollover high and price negative, then it is weakness. So we need to understand all these as well. Okay, you can get all the reading material if you subscribe to us with this the entire series. Then you will get all these reading materials as well. Okay, Mr. Tarun Khanna is asking, what do you mean by strength or weakness? So strength means that outlook is bullish. Weakness means the outlook is bearish. Okay, somebody is asking me about Reliance today. Okay, yes, Reliance. What has happened? For the past 1 week or so, it has been very strongly consolidating between 1420 to 1460 zones, 1470 zones. So, and it has risen from 1120, 30 levels to straight 1400 and plus levels. So, it has not gone down ever since in the past 10 days or so. So the strong consolidation has made this stock coming out of that level today, and it has again made a new high. So Reliance, yes, above 1500, it is very likely to touch 1520, which it almost did today. We had a buy signal also for this 2 days back. So Reliance, if going forward, sustains above 1525, then we are very likely to 1600 zones as well. Can we say Reliance is strongly bullish? Yes, it is very bullish. What happened in Asian Paints today? OI up and price up. Yes, it turned bullish little definitely because price matched up significantly in the last 1 hour with OI up. Okay, somebody is asking about HUL that OI is high, price is high, then why is it negative? So if you must have seen today's day, it started with touching around 1900 zones, then it went up straight to 1995 zones as well. So that means that OI was up and price was up, and somehow the volume was also up. So it is likely to be in the bullish segment going forward. Okay. Definitely, we will also discussing the option chain, that page that I have shown you. Yes, in coming sessions when we learn about option analysis, that page, that sort page that I showed you is going to be very very important. And I will also let you know how to interpret where are the resistance levels and the support levels, so that you are well versed with your market. Trades. Yes, OI data, Mr. Bharat Singh, on NSE website is on live market basis. It is not on EOT. It is live. Entire OI changes, they're all live. Okay. Thank you so much for everybody's, so much of active participation. I hope the session was fruitful, and I could make everybody understand the basics of few indicators that we talked today. And looking forward for your participation again, uh, coming in coming sessions. And please stick to us throughout the all 6 sessions so that you get all the reading materials from our end as well. And any sort of query you have, please ask a query to PL India online. You can also log get yourself enrolled with the in PL India online Telegram channel, so that you get all our trade calls, all our views that we come up. Thank you so much.